Morning. So this is a couple days after the rain event. Today we are going to finish that field that we were planting in the last video, but first we are going to do some mapping. So I got to come in here, I got to rob a GPS antenna and a cable out of my planting tractor, and then we'll go map for a couple hours. I like to get enough mapping done that keep BJ running for a few days, or till it rains again. It's supposed to rain Saturday, today's Wednesday, and then we'll get back to plan. That's the plan. So by doing this, like making these boundaries and making these steering lines, yes, it's very convenient because basically all of us can pull into a field now and steer as soon as we get there. Like none of us trying to eyeball how close we are to the road. That's convenient. But one thing that is very, very productive and cost saving about it, we're able to do our end rows last because we were making a boundary. With that boundary, we can create an inner boundary. So like when I'm planting beans or BJ's doing fertilizer or Dad's planting corn, once he crosses that inner boundary that we're basically creating right now, the row shutoffs on the planters and the fertilizer bar, they shut off and we're not overlapping. That's a very nice thing to have. One of the other benefits of doing this. So to do this, I pull into my field, I go to New Pattern, click Change, go to Identical Curve. There's my width of my machine. Mark point A, go up here to Boundary, click Add. My antenna is 2.8 feet from the tire, so that's what we put that for. And then we click Check. And now we're good to go. So now we drive around the circle, click B, click Stop for the boundary, and we're done. Okay, now we're done here, so we click B. That created our guidance pass. Go up here and click Stop on our headlands. We want to save that. This field is 25.4 acres. And boom, that's done. Now we still need to make a straight line, so we'll go in here, do that real fast, and then this field will be ready to roll. Alright, now we got those labeled. Should be easy to find, and that field's ready to strip till. Found some poor traveler lost.
Just looking for lunch.
You didn't bring it? I also found a stripper. Looks like it's a stripper in need though, because I don't see anyone, you know, I guess running the stripper. Yeah, no one's managing the stripper. You want to be the stripper manager?
I don't think I can say what I'm gonna say.
Get out of the way, George. Ain't got time for his shenanigans. He's late to lunch. Speaking of that, we're late to lunch.
Yeah, I'm over here starving to death.
So this field here, this is our largest field. This field's 182 acres, and we've always farmed it this way, back and forth. It's been farmed that way ever since it's been farmed, but it used to be 3 or 4 different fields down through here. Now that it's one, we've kind of just decided we're going to farm it long ways, much longer, much more efficient passes. So this will be the first year for that. I'm kind of excited to harvest these corn rows because these are a mile-long passes. BJ's going to fall asleep stripping.
That's a first.
Yeah, you ever fall asleep stripping?
I've never stripped.
Oh. There's not going to be a Caleb Brown tell-all? So BJ's going to be stripping all day. Ground's a little wet, but it's not terrible, and it's getting late enough. With the weather rolling in, he's going to be sending it. He's chewing through this field pretty quick. Must be pulling fairly easy. So Kayla went and got us lunch. Get BJ fed, and then I'm going to go after some seed.
Afternoon, everybody. Hey, we're running a Striptill bar today, and things are moving pretty well. Nice sunshiny day. Air's moving, ground's drying up a good bit. Just finished up 65 acres and getting ready to go run out another 80 some acres that I'm going to need about 4 tons of product for. And you can see I have not 4 tons. So we'll get the tender truck over here, get loaded up, get to it. There's our Mez 10 product, which is going, what I put on this field and the next field I'm going to. Normally would run Mez and potash. Neither one of these pieces of ground called for any potash. So just loading up the front hopper, and Dad stopped by just in time to help load, so he's gonna hop in the seed tender and bring it over and get filled up. That won't run. All right, we're loaded up. We made it to the field. We'll get unfolded here. This is day 4 with the Raptor Striptill bar from Underford for this year. And so far it's been a really nice day. 65 acres done in about 3 hours. I'm pleased with that. Days 1, 2, and 3, we're kind of getting things set up, get the bugs worked out. I hope all those gremlins are going. The machine has been performed exceptionally well. The issues I had the first 3 days, a little bit of GPS problems, which is not a problem with the Raptor. And then we had a couple things get jammed up in the row units, rocks, sticks, wire, that kind of issue. Now I'm going to start the hydraulic flow to the meters, all those running constant. I need to come down to my ag leader though before I get too far ahead of myself, and I need to change my field, and it knows where I'm at. There's my product. I'm gonna go ahead. Brian pre-mapped this. He pre-maps all of our fields with the rock saw, sets the boundaries and the headlands, and then sets an A/B for our straights. And that's nice because I can just load up those lines, and everything is in there and ready to roll. And Dad can come in when he plants corn and load up the same lines, and it's ready to go. What I'm doing here is switching from headlands to work area, and you see that turn green. Those are my long rows. And by doing that, my machine will only apply fertilizer in that area of the field now. So once I turn my master switch on, the blue line right there, that's a boundary. That's an inside boundary. That black line right there that's curved, that's the outside boundary. So when I cross the blue line, the meters will shut off and I'll stop applying fertilizer. One more thing I have to do before we take off, and that is load my prescription. We only put fertilizer where it's needed. So I need to go in here and find my field, and there's my prescription for Mez, blue. Those are the different zones that are getting product applied. A lot of the field's not going to have any fertilizer on it at all, but you know, the Striptill bar will still be pulling through the dirt. Like this is an 88 acre field, and you can see we're only applying fertilizer on half of it. The beeping you hear is my blockage monitor over here in the window, and basically it's in transport mode. So once we get going, hopefully it'll be happy.
So we're gonna fill up this drill. Basically we don't have much seed in it. We don't have enough to plant what we're going to go plant. We fill it up, we won't need the seed tender the rest of the day, and that's always good when you're working by yourself. So back this thing out, put some fuel in it, and fill up the seed while we're fueling. That's the plan. So this is a different seed variety than we started with. So we are doing a seed calibration. This being an air seeder, you're not counting seed. The only way that you know how much product you're putting on is the meters in here, how quick they turn. You're telling it what the product density is or how much it weighs. It's able to tell, you know, with each turn how much pounds of product we're putting on. So here, I'll just show you how we do this. We have this little fish scale right here and this bag. We stick this bag under here. Put that in there, then we flip this toggle switch. Now seeds are coming out, and then we will let this run for a little while. Doesn't really matter how long, but more seed is better in my opinion. We will weigh it with the fish scale, put that measurement into the monitor, and then we're calibrated. That should be plenty. Pull this out here. So that's how much we actually put out. That's how much the Avatar thinks we put out. So it was close, but we will go ahead and correct that to 11.08 pounds. And we're calibrated. And we're finally gonna head to the field. That took entirely too long, but we're ready to roll. Some awfully pretty strips. That's good. That Striptill bar will, like, that ground's going to get warmer now. I mean, we've turned over the seed bed, just the dirt in the seed bed. That is what Striptill is. You're not tilling everything, you're just tilling up your seed bed, like the strip that you're going to plant in. So that ground will warm up faster now, which is going to be good. The way we've been having these drastic temperature changes, definitely not a bad thing.
Alright, so trying to get this into the field squared up a little bit. This border over here is a little curvy, and end up with a lot of little short point rows. As you can see, all 16 rows go in the dirt at the same time. You can't just put one down at a time. One thing on the ag leader is you can see the green spots is where product has been applied, and up here at the top it tells me how many acres I've done. Well, I've done more than 1.25 acres. But 1.25 acres is what's getting fertilizer. So this field, like I said, to 88 acres, but when I get done, it's only going to show 44 up there, because that's all that's getting any kind of product in one.
Alright, feels good to be back in the cab. Man, this thing is not finding me at all. The auto darkening or auto focus. It really struggles with my sunglasses. But anyways, going back and forth now. Feels better. Oh, now we're going again. Maybe this way? Ah, there we go. 8 miles an hour. We have 160 acres worth of seed in this thing, so we can go for a while. Now, we don't have 160 acres that we're going to do tonight, but if we did, we could go for a while.
Well, it seems like if it's going to screw up, it's going to happen on the end rows. Just about done with this field, and have 0 problems for 75 acres. Until now, we might have a little bit of a plug up. Monitor says row 8, row 14 are plugged, so we're going to hop out, take a look. The rest of the field's running good. Might as well fix it before we screw up the last couple passes. Or worse, cause something else to break. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm looking at here. Row 8 was a problem the other day when I was running. Some stuff getting stuck in the tube, so we'll have a look. Oh. Uh-oh. Must not have got that tie on there tight last time, because that is definitely not supposed to just be hanging loose like that. So that hose is actually below the blockage monitor, meaning it could have been dangling like that for the 100 and some acres I've run today. I could have just been shooting fertilizer straight on the ground instead of in the furrow. Okay, let's go check out row 14. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm doing this is leaving the fan run at idle. That way there's a little bit of an airflow, and I can kind of tell where the blockage may or may not be. But I didn't do that because you guys are with me and you wouldn't be able to hear me. Even at idle, it's still pretty loud. There's nothing in the pipe right there. And see, if I have my fan running, now I can stick my hand down at the bottom of the tube here and see if it's got the same airflow as the row unit next to it. And if it did, we know it's a false alarm. But since we don't have any air flowing, what I'm going to do is check the hose. The delivery hose runs from the meter box. This hose right here. Nothing in it right there. Parked in the sun so I can see pretty well through it there. Doesn't look like it's plugged up anywhere. So maybe we got a false alarm. I'm gonna turn the blower fan back on and see if air is moving. Well, it may have been a false alarm because got out, checked it with the air blower running, and we got plenty of airflow through both those units. I did notice while I was out and about that one of the tires was low on water, so we got that taken care of.
Here's the last pass of this field. We got another one on the other side of the driveway, and this farm will be planted. We got a neighbor discing beside us. I seen a corn planter go by. So this is April 27th. 'Tis the season. We got some good weather for the next few days, so I'd say there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening in our area. But next week looks like pretty much rain every day, so we'll see. Now we are done at this farm. We gotta fold up and head up the road to the next place. Fun times. Getting it in the ground though. Now I do have a couple issues going on, and I don't think, I think it's some setting issues in the ag leader. Right now, the ag leader yield monitor, or the ag leader GPS display, is what is controlling my swath control, or my shutoffs, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, when I cross into a covered area, my drill should stop planting, and for some reason it's not. I don't know why. I have everything set to do that, and it did it yesterday, but I'm having some issues there. I don't know what's going on. Might give Dr. Watson a call tomorrow morning or something, but for right now everything's working, and I'm sure that he is absolutely swamped with people with bigger issues than what we got going.